Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's one we're just going to work in Vox Edit, and I'm just going to do some blinking animation on this little guy here. The reason I'm posting this video is because in Discord, in the Sandbox community in Sandstorm, I posted a tiny little clip of this little fella blinking, so I was asked how it was achieved. So I'm just going to show you guys how to go ahead and achieve this blinking effect. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go in and unlock your template first, so otherwise you won't be able to make any animations at the bottom. If you want to know how to unlock the templates, then I will post a link to a video in the description below, linking out to Panda Pops, an awesome YouTuber streamer who is very good with Vox Edit and has a great tutorial on there about how to unlock the templates. So for now I've already done it, I've unlocked the templates. So the first thing I am going to do, or the first thing you want to do, is copy the eyes. So you can't actually do that, so what you need to do is go into the head and take a selection of the eyes, or from here just measure out the amount of voxels that it takes to replace these eyes here. And then you want to just go in and create a whole new pair of eyes, which I've done over here. These are blinked eyes. So let's just have a look. Really I should have painted them at the front here, because obviously this is the front, pointing at the front, but I painted them upwards and then had to rotate them later. But anyway, they're the same size as the eye sockets already in place on the avatar. So I've done a pair of eyes, and then further down here I've got a mouth as well, and I've also got one single eye. So if you want him to wink, you can do that too. Okay, so the next stage is to make sure that you select one of the animations which you want to use for the blinking. I would suggest, because you're starting out, you want to choose the idle one, which is down here, because even when you've placed the eyes in the idle animation section, you're still going to have to go through every single other animation and then hide the eyes in the head as well. So it's going to take you some time. So in that case you can choose an avatar that hasn't got too many animations and it won't take you so long. But fortunately for me, I've chosen the one that's got the most by the looks of it. So anyway, we have him in the idle pose at the moment. And then, because if you look at him in idle 2 pose, this is the one where he's kind of just breathing. Okay, so that one's going to be easy to work with as well. So for me, I have him in the idle pose because he's got no animations attached, and this is where we're going to go in and add the blinking animation. Okay, so now you want to go to the head section and click these 3 little dots here, and you want to create a child node. Okay, once you've done that, you want to name the child node. I've got a pair of eyes for the eye pair up here. Okay, and then once you've got it, you just want to drag this eye pair into here like this. I'm not going to actually drag it in, but I'm just going to show you. See, drag it in there, let go of the mouse button, it'll go in. And then you want to make sure that you position everything correctly in the head, and at this point make sure your keyframes are set right at the very beginning. Okay, because if you forget and leave it up here, then the animation won't start, or it will start, but it'll take them so long to blink. So you click on each one that you want to animate. So the left eye is already in position, I think, so I'm just going to have a look at that. Make sure my keyframe is all the way back. And because it's at the beginning, this won't affect it. It'll just show you exactly where the eye is positioned. So you can see it's right there. So you want to just zoom in a little bit. Make sure it's not popping out like that, because you can see it from the side. It just doesn't look right. So just give it a little touch until it's just coming out there, see? And you can see the frame around it. It's only because we have it selected here. Alright, and then, so that's one eye. Okay, now if you want to have him winking, so you just bring this up to like 3 points on the timeline. And now you want to bring the eye out, or push it back in, sorry, completely. And then so in that space you'll have him wink. So if we press the animation, well, we just go back. See? Now that's a slow wink because of the space between the closed eye and the open eye. So to speed it up, you just grab your frame, keyframe here, and just drag it down a little bit, maybe to there. And you can see it was much quicker. Okay, now from this point, so you've made him wink once, and because I've placed the pair of eyes in here, we're now going to just pull that out at this point. So he blinks now. Wait, sorry. He's eye closed, eye open at this point, and then move it on 2 frames. Sorry, not 2 frames, just 2 little points on the zoom level here, and then pull this one out. Now he's got 2. Just make sure. It doesn't matter if you're playing around with it. Once this timeline area is selected, you can do anything you want now. You can rotate it and everything. You'll just animate the action that you're finalized. So we just click off him for a second. Just go and play that. So he winks once. Then he closes his eyes. Okay. So you can go back into the eye section, show you again. And now you just want to continue in blinking. So as he's moving from here, just go another 2 or 3, and then pop him back in his head. And then you're just going to continue that all the way up. You can have him blinking at different intervals, so he's not doing it constantly. And then let's go. So the whole animation on this area idle is 10 seconds. You don't have to have him blinking for that long though, but you can do. It won't take too long. So just move it up each one at a time. Push them back in. That's why it's a good idea to make a pair of eyes. So you don't have to do one at a time, and then you can't mess it up with one out of sync with the other one. So you'd have to animate the 2 eyes. Like for instance, if I'd done the left eye now, I'd have to bring that in, start animating that. But because I've just done it once, it's only going to wink once at the very beginning. Okay, so you just keep going as many times as you want. So in that first few seconds, he's going to blink quite a bit. Push it right back. And again, forward. And then if you want to, just for a bit of fun, just bring it all the way up here for a bit. So he keeps his eyes closed for a minute. And then he opens them. And at this point when he opens them, up here we're going to have the first eye come out. Yeah, so again, working with any other animation, like if he's going to do the high where he waves, then you have to come in and reposition everything again. So in this case, I'm just going to give it a quick go. So I've got the mouth and I've got the pair of eyes that I'm going to move. So during this animation, he bends down a little bit. So at that point, I'm just going to grab the eyes and bring it forward. He blinks a little bit. And then his mouth has changed as well. So from that look on his face, just with this little bit of lip over here, he's now got it closed a little bit. I need to rotate that slightly. There we go. And then with the eyes, and just make sure that they're in the right position. Okay. Starts sticking out a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look, see how that looks. To beg your pardon. Okay, let's have a look. So from the beginning, he bends down. As soon as his head is at a low point, he blinks. And his mouth changes. I'm just going to make, whoops, I just selected his head. I'm just going to, because I don't like the eyes sticking out like that. It's probably better to do it on a, there we go. So the next point, he opens his eyes and he's back to being normal with his mouth. I'm going to change his mouth at this point now again. So bring it out. Okay, that needs to be rotated a little bit again. And just push it in slightly. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so it continues the animation. He's going to wave. And when he gets to this point, I'm going to bring his eyes back out again. Blink. See what I mean now? So you have to go in and adjust it for every single frame. And his head is at a different angle. So again, we need to rotate. And then push him in. Okay, still out a little bit, tiny bit. Could be it, let's have a look. There you go. And then, because he's just got his head like that for a second, leave his mouth the same, and then just carry on with the animation. And again, he can bring his eyes out at this point. Shouldn't need to adjust them too much here because it's just dropping down a little bit. So sorry about that. So you can see, if you want to add life to your character, it's going to take some doing, and it takes some time. But if you have it, or you just want it on a single, simple animation, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, it is time consuming. But it'll be worth it, that's the thing. You're doing things different, so everyone appreciates it a little bit different. Oops. Okay, and then move it back up to 1 second. So you can see things moving around inside the head there. You want to just make sure at each point that there's nothing sticking out where it shouldn't be. And then just follow the animation up. So at this point again, I just want to bring him out again. Oh, I've just done that wrong. Just drag them downwards, I think. Okay. Yeah, they're in a different position now. Again, we just have to rotate them. And I should have saved these before. I should have centered them before I've done any of this, really. Okay. Nearly there. There we go, that'll do. Okay. Well, I try and like to be perfect, I don't know. Bit of a perfectionist, right? And then at this point, so he closes his eyes, and then the next point he opens them again. And again, just make sure that they're not starting to poke out anywhere. Because you can see it moving around in position in there. Okay, so that animation is only 3 seconds long. And it was all good. So I'm just gonna, I think at this point I'll just have him blink once more. Push him back. Oh, it's a weird angle. There we go, starting to straighten up now. Lovely jubbly. What I'm doing, I'm pushing them in, and I'm not bringing it down. That's it. Just a little bit forward. I think the angle is a little bit wrong, so let's fix that. Okay, let's go with that one. Bring it down a touch. That's it, he's done. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Zoom out a bit. Click off it so you can watch the whole animation, and then you just see the rest of him being animated as well as the eye. So once you're happy, let's just double click. Here we go. So at this point, we've got his head up and open. And at this point, I'm just going to bring the eyes out again. Okie dokie, and there he is already. So let's just press the space bar. There he goes, jumping up and down, saying hello and goodbye, whatever. But there, that's how you animate some blinking motions. Now don't forget as well, when you go into the animator, you need to change every single animation. So for example, if I go to attack 3 here, and then now have a look at the back of his head, you can see everything sticking out, and you can't delete them because that means it'll delete everything. So you really have to just position them inside the head. So you just make sure that your keyframes are all the way back at the beginning. Okay, for the eyes. and you get to position them in the head and just hide them all. So you have to make sure it's going to stay hidden. So it's the eyes, don't forget, you got the mouth as well. Whatever pieces you've added, you need to make sure that you hide them away. Like this, okay? So as he's moving, you can see the pieces moving as well. So just make sure that at every stage, you can see here at the beginning, see they're popped out again. So just make sure you hide them there. Doesn't take long, not at all. It's worth the effort. So we've got attack 3, just make sure as you go through the animation that it's working well. So see, he stops, this animation is only really quick. Just make sure at the beginning it's hidden as well, so you got this again, look. Okay, and then back at the beginning as well, see. And that little piece as well. That's way, it's not going to interfere with any animation or any action, okay? So that's a really quick one. Attack, bang. And so at the beginning you can see it's popping out a little bit here. Whoops. Again, a tiny little piece here to make sure it's hidden. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back to that one where he's saying hi. And everything should be in place in this one already. You shouldn't have to worry. So there you go. That's how to add blinking action to your characters. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. See you again soon, guys. Please like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you the next time. And from Liam the Leprechaun here, have a great St. Patrick's Day. See you all again soon. Take care. Bye bye.